Amanda Sprouse, Alleghany High School's choir director, and 3 members of the cast from the upcoming production of Into the Woods join us today to talk about the event. It's coming up on March 1st through 3rd at Hodnett Hall. Welcome all. Amanda, tell us a little bit about this story. It's an amalgamation of some fairy tales.
Okay, so the center of the story is the baker and the baker's wife. And they've had a curse put on them by the Wicked Witch. It's not the one from any other particular story. It's the Wicked Witch of the End of the Woods. And so they go on a journey through the woods, meeting all the other characters from all other stories, including Red Riding Hood, to undo the spell because they want to have a child. And so that all surrounds all these other storylines. Rapunzel, we've got Jack and the Beanstalk, Cinderella, the Step Family, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White. It's just, you put them all in a blender and blend it up and that's the story.
It sounds like a really cool story.
It is so
yeah, how this amalgamation happens, it's not really clear, but we have 3 singers as well as actors. Is
yes.
And so, Amanda, help us out a little bit. If you're 14 or 15 or 16 or 17, how do you get youngsters to act and sing in a production like this?
Well, we had more than we needed to audition, so apparently they want to do it anyway. But we go through a lot. We learn the music first, and they learn to memorize that, and we go through how to stand on the stage, how to project when speaking. We talk about character building, how to get in touch with the character, and really create their own little persona on their own. We put hours and hours and hours. We've probably already logged 80 hours of rehearsal so far.
So most of you probably think that this is fun and games, and it's also an academic exercise, isn't it?
Very much so, yes.
Mason, I don't know how old you are, but you probably didn't expect that you would have a wife this early.
No, I didn't think so.
So why did you decide that you wanted to be the baker? What's the baker's role involved?
Well, the baker, he's like Miss Sprouse said, he's one of the main characters. He's happy with his wife, but they wanted a child, and he's just trying to get everything done and keep everything safe and happy.
Okay, and you go into the woods to find that happiness
Yes.
to some degree. Okay. And Marley, you're the baker's wife. Why did you decide on that role?
Well, the baker, even though she's married, she's a very independent woman. She definitely wears the pants in the relationship a little bit. And she's so fun to portray. I feel like there are definitely some likenesses between me and the character, but there are also some differences that challenge me a lot. So it's a really, really fun role to play for me.
And before we ask you, Layla, to speak a little bit, with respect to the singing roles from all 3 of you, were they pretty easy to do, or did they challenge you tremendously individually? But next we'll say, Layla, you're Little Red Riding Hood. Why did you decide on this particular role?
Well, I wanted a challenge, and I think I definitely got one. She is quite an intimidating character in the story, and I mean, she just wants what she wants, and she's going to get it, so yes.
I mean, the original story of Red Riding Hood, this is funny, it's been so many years, I wanted to go back and look over the story and see, and the wolf eats the grandmother, and then later has to spit her out. And so he doesn't succeed, and then he's taken into the woods and whacked a little bit. Is that into the woods?
It's a little bit different.
Okay.
He does eat Granny, and he does eat Little Red, but someone comes and saves them.
And we're going to find that out on March 1st to the 3rd. So give us a short view of your feeling about the challenge of the singing aspect.
Well, I've been singing for a really long time. This is about my 7th show, so I've kind of gotten the hang of it now, but every show brings new challenges.
All right, Layla, and how about you?
I would agree with Marley. I have been in a few less shows, but definitely still a challenge, especially with this production.
And if I could speak to that, this is the original Broadway score. This is not a school edition, this is not a junior. This is the actual score that the professionals perform.
Wow, that's I have no doubt. I've seen y'all practicing and doing rehearsals, and it doesn't look like fun and games. It looks like it looks like you're really And Mason, you are singing Baker. How does that all happen?
Well, it's a little bit more difficult for me because I've never quite done a production like this, but it's a great challenge, and I've loved doing it. So.
Well, on March 1st through March 3rd at Hodnett Hall at Alleghany High School, you get to meet all of these characters. It should be a great show, as always. Amanda and her team will have a command performance there over a period of 3 nights, and we're looking forward to watching all of you have a good time. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.